Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking to you guys about the art of misdirection. So before we get started, 90% of you guys watching this video probably aren't subscribed to my channel, so if you could go ahead and do that, I'd really appreciate it. With that being said, let's get started. So misdirection is basically tricking your opponent into thinking you're somewhere that you're not, so you can get a free shot or get the thing you want, like height or whatever it is, on them. So I'm just going to show you guys a few examples and you guys will catch on as we go along. So the first example is a situation when you're trying to like come down onto an opponent who's in a box. So you're a couple stories up, see this opponent in a box right here, and typically what you want to do is you want to come down here and pickaxe their wall and take it. So instead of just doing this and then coming down and take their wall, which can be very obvious and like they can just expect something like that, when you come down here, something a lot of pros do is they'll do something like this, because when you place this first ramp down, an opponent will automatically be like, okay, he's probably coming down here, maybe make an edit, try and killing you, anything like that. But you're actually coming down over here, so you get that first free pickaxe wing, and you can like take the wall and things like that. And something that some players are even taking to the next level is after placing like these two, instead of coming down onto the second one they place these two, they hesitate for a sec, and then they come down onto like the first one, because now your opponent maybe is better, and they're expecting you to come down on the second one, things like that. So that's like kind of like a basic idea of misconception. That's like the first example. The second example is when you're under an opponent and opponent's on height above you, and it can be something as simple as faking double ramp and then jumping out for a free shot like that. But um, so like when an opponent's on this cone, they might be like, oh, he's double ramping up this way, and they might be like, okay, I'm gonna follow him up here. When you're actually coming out here and you get a free shot, or maybe you get to like cone over them and shoot them, things like that. So quickly, just that again. I do this a lot in build fights. So like, let's say you're like this, you can just go, and it can be something that simple, just making your opponent think you're somewhere you're not. So for this next example, I'm actually gonna pull from a VOD review I saw a few days ago, from Speedy Gonzalez. So what he was talking about was a NAS pro player who was using this technique that he called the double like 1x1. And what he was doing was an opponent was dropping down here to try and take his wall, and he had two 1x1s, and he was kind of crouching, and it was full metal, so and the opponent couldn't tell where he was, which is like a key part of misdirection. So opponent comes down to try and pickaxe his wall, and he's actually over here. So he jumps out and he gets a free shot, and then he could easily actually just cone the opponent and box him in as well. So ideas like that, like you have an opponent coming down on this 1x1, but you're actually over here and they don't know it, so you can just go something like that, and just get a free shot on them. Once again, they don't know where you are. Now for this final example, I'm actually going to show you guys something I just saw like a few minutes ago, which actually inspired me to make this video. It's from FaZe Martos. Like half of my videos are inspired by Martos. But anyway, so he was on height in the final circle. It was a 1v1, and he did something I've never seen anyone do before, which I thought was really creative. So obviously, like in the final 1v1 and opponents below, they're probably gonna just try and like spray you out, right? When you're on height, they're like, oh, I have to try to shoot this guy out. But what Martos did was he was on this panel, and what he did was he placed that and then edited it down and killed his opponent. So now you're like, well, that's not really that special. It wasn't hard to do. He just placed the floor and edited. But what he actually did was he placed this floor, edited, shot, right? From the opponent's perspective, this floor just places, so bam. Immediately when an opponent's on low ground, when you place a new floor, even if it's just for like half a second, their attention's going to shift over to the new piece because something new is happening. So let's say he's aiming in at Martos. When this new floor places, for just like the tiniest bit of a second, he's going to flick over this way because he's expecting Martos to keep moving forward, maybe keep tarping. And that's when Martos edits that right down here. Right as his opponent's attention is shifted over, edits right down and gets a free shot. And that's how he killed his opponent and got the victory royale. Anyway, with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Just a short little thing on misdirection, because I think it's pretty underused. And yeah, that's going to be all for today's video. If you aren't subbed to my channel, again, 90% of you aren't, I'd really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and if you learned something, yeah, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.